Well, all righty then. Here we are, Justin Bottrell and your saltwater guide, Dave Hansen, hanging out with you guys. You've been watching Justin this morning catching tuna, and now he stopped for a second, and every boat in the world is converging on Justin because he stopped to take a picture. Uh-oh, we lost you.
Oh, sorry, I have to click the wrong button. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. All I did is I stopped and look at all these boats. Look at this. This guy's coming in to check me out. This guy came in at 1,400,000 miles per hour. And while we stopped, Yeah, there you go. So while I was stopped, look at there's some tuna underneath us. Look at this guy. This guy came in hot to us right here. We were by ourselves doing our own thing, and here's everybody in the world. Look at this guy. This guy's saying, "Come closer." You want to come closer and look at my pecker? Oh yeah. Look at Anthony. Look at Anthony. Look at Anthony. This boat right here is gonna come closer to us and just stare at us.
Because you're hooked
Yeah.
up.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Oh,
he's hooked up. He's hooked on the swim step. Yeah.
Scream.
Look at this boat. Look at this boat.
Woo! Yeah, make some noise.
Woohoo! You gotta start screaming. Hook up! Hook up! We're on! Look at this boat. Look at this boat. Look at he's staring right at us. Look at him.
He's looking at us.
Can you see him? He's looking at us through the binoculars. You see him?
That's a blue hook to the footstep.
What an idiot. What is he doing?
Fishing for boats.
He is. Look at him. Oh, lost it. Darn. Oh, phooey. Look at this guy. Look at this guy coming in hot. Sees Anthony hooked up to the swim step.
Gosh. Crazy.
Look at 1, 2, 3. What the hell's going on here? Look at this guy's coming straight at us now. Oh, they must have something. What the heck is going on?
Well, it's kind of what we talk about a lot on the website, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's really funny though is I'm sitting here and no one knows this. There's tuna underneath us. What?
There they are. You're the only structure.
Yeah. This is too funny. Look at everyone slowing down.
We could do a double hookup.
Look at they're coming towards us. Both of those guys. They're looking. Oh, double hookup. Look at this guy just spun around really quick. What is going on? Oh my goodness. This is way too funny.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of lets you understand what we talk about at the website all the time. If you don't have a good pair of binoculars, this is what you end up doing all day is fishing for boats, right?
Yep. Look at they're both sitting. Both of those boats are staring at us right now. They're just sitting still, staring to see what we do. This big boat right here just did a complete circle and staring at us now.
If they had a good pair of binoculars, they could look over there real quick, see you're doing absolutely nothing. And
look at Anthony. Look at Anthony.
Uh-oh, he's going potty.
Look at the rod. He's pulling it. Everyone's staring at us. The center console's coming to us. What is going on? What is this? So weird.
I should do that because sometimes I look at the binoculars and I look at the same thing.
You know what we should do? I am going to go take a piss off the bow, and maybe that'll scare the people away. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go to the bow, and then they'll realize I'm just taking a piss, and then they'll leave.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, everybody. So what's going on? Justin's out there fishing for bluefin. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today on the podcast because it is Okuma Wednesday. We talk about Okuma's fine products all the time on Wednesdays. They have a great series of spinning reels out right now, the X series. We're going to show you a little bit about those a little bit later in the show. And Justin's fishing bluefin. I believe they have 4 on the boat already. We're going to stay kind of connected with Justin while he's out there fishing the bluefin, although when he starts trolling again, it gets pretty loud. But because of the fact that they stopped, we were able to bring him into the show and talk about it for a little bit. And the thing, we're not trying to embarrass anybody out there on the water. What we're trying to do is help educate you guys. When you go out fishing, now Justin's in his zone. He's been there for 2.5 hours all by himself, no other boats. But that's what happens when you've been in a zone by yourself for a long time. And there's a lot of boats out there, like we talk about on the podcast and on our website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. There's a lot of boats out there that don't have a plan. They just go out fishing and they go look for boats. What happened is there's 4 or 5 boats that were all following each other around. And now one of them found Justin, called the other ones in, and now everybody's fishing for Justin right now. Instead of fishing for tuna, they're out there fishing for Justin. And if you were to scan around, probably Justin would be able to look around and probably find some schools of tuna that those guys aren't even seeing because they're out there basically fishing for boats. We talk about it on the show all the time. It's super important to pay attention when you're out there, right, Justin?
Yeah, look at this guy's going to troll his spreader bar right next to us. Yeah, there he is. Right there. He has a spreader bars right here.
Nice. How wild is that?
Yeah, absolutely crazy, huh?
That's kind of cool to see it, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I bet you can get out of that zone and probably go find your own fish somewhere else, huh?
That's exactly what we're going to do.
Imagine that.
How crazy. Yeah, go ahead and let it go.
So
we're going to go
Justin,
somewhere else where these guys are not.
so you're going to go up to speed for a little while?
Yeah.
All right. So we won't be able to hear you very well, but I'll keep you on the back burner. When you slow down again to troll, we'll jump back in here with you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, gang. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now in Southern California as far as down in San Diego area, the bait shortage is pretty much, it's real, but the alarms that are being sounded by the uneducated it's pretty sad to think that there's so many people that don't really know what they're talking about that are saying that it's the overfishing and all this garbage. Gang, what it is, it's supply and demand. And the supply is so high right now, and the demand is so high and the supply is so low right now that it's really hard. And when you're up against what they're up against in San Diego with the 35, 40 sport boats alone going out, and then the other 200 or 300 private boats, it's going to be hard to catch up when the bait is tough to catch right now as it is. And there's a lot of different factors, but lack of bait fish on the planet Earth is not one of the factors, okay? Cyclical, cycles, stuff like that, those are all factors, but you got to be very, very careful. Like I say on this podcast all the time, and I'm sorry I have to keep talking about it, but you got to understand, gang, when you're getting on social media and saying that there's no bait and that it's the end of the world, and there's actually people that are sitting there on the sidelines listening to you, and those are the people that are going to take away our live bait fishery. So yeah, it's frustrating right now that it's hard for the bait companies to keep up with the demand at the bait barges. They're doing the very best they can. They're up against a huge demand for bait right now, and the supply is pretty low. So you just got to understand, you got to work with them. But as you move up the coast, Dana Point, Newport, San Pedro, those guys have got plenty of bait in the bait barges right now up there. So it's a zone thing. It's a section thing. And I don't run a bait boat. Don't really know anything about it. I just know that the supply is super high. I mean, the demand is super high and the supply is super low. I know that for a fact, but I'm not throwing up the panic flag, and I'm not going on social media and saying that there's no bait left on the planet Earth, because That won't do anything for any of us. And if you see guys posting that stuff, you need to ask them to please pull it down. There's no need to do that because it's just going to catch us. All it's going to do is cause us to not be able to have live bait in the future, because the people that are trying to close fishing in the United States of America, they have social media, and they're on social media way more than all of you. They're watching, and they use it against us on a daily basis. So you got to be super careful. I talked about this with the sand bass. There was people that were making posts during that sand bass closure that were saying, well, I don't even care. I don't even like sand bass. They can take them out. No. That's wrong. Don't say that, gang. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean we all don't get to like it. Just because you don't like something, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have the right to fish for it. And that sand bass is a super important fish for the Southern California fishery. And my goodness, what a year it's been for sand bass fishing. And I couldn't even imagine not being able to have that. So thank God we all jumped in and we did that. But as you watch these potato heads posting about this bait thing, help me out. I can't see everybody's post, but ask them to please take that down. That's not helping anything. We know that there's a supply problem, and we know that there's a high demand. We know those things. So just be very, very careful with what you say. And now, something that I've been approached by many, many people, got many emails. Something we need to talk about today, super important to talk about today on the show, is etiquette. Etiquette. Pablo, Justin, Al, and so many of our members. Whenever you go, just like you just saw with Justin, and those that are members of the website and go out and consistently catch fish at the spots or offshore or whatever they are, you guys are all starting to notice it also. There's a phenomenal amount of people out there fishing that don't know what they're doing, and they don't follow any etiquette at all. When you see other boats hooked up, that doesn't mean get as close as you can to these other boats. When they're out where Justin is, and we just, in the beginning of the podcast, we saw the guy trolling the spreader bar. They're trolling those spreader bars 300, 400, 500 yards behind the boat. Not 300 or 400 feet, 300 or 400 or 500 yards behind the boat. 2 football fields almost in length behind the boat, so they can get a bite. Yeah, it's super important to take what you're allowed to take, but the etiquette thing, what we're talking about, gang, is super important for all of us to kind of try to understand. And there's people on this podcast that aren't members of the website that don't understand etiquette. Etiquette is something that, I don't know, it's been lost in the industry. It's lost in public. It's lost on the streets of America. It's kind of a sad thing. Nobody gives anybody their own personal space anymore. If you go anywhere, you see people cut in line. You see them act horrible in public to other people. It wasn't like that when I was a young man growing up, and the etiquette thing goes hand in hand. The people that are practicing bad etiquette out on the water are probably, you can pretty much bet they're practicing bad etiquette on land. But what needs to happen is we can't yell and scream at them, because that doesn't solve a thing. They're just going to do what they're going to do. They're uneducated. It is what it is. But they're out there causing mad havoc. We had a huge problem at the Coronados when that yellowtail started biting last week. 200 or 300 boats in one small area. And it was unbelievable, the videos I've gotten from people and the things that I saw. But it goes right back to etiquette. And if you're not a member of Your Saltwater Guide, you got to go on YouTube, or you got to go somewhere and learn what etiquette's all about as far as on the water. And if you don't understand what etiquette's about on the water, then you probably are having a hard time on land. You're probably one of the main reasons why Matt Ryan can't get a day off, and so many of my friends that work in that industry are having such a hard time because there is no etiquette anymore. And you can't expect these people that have zero etiquette on land to go out and practice etiquette on the water. So, like we always say, when you see people come drifting by you and you're anchored up and you're catching fish, just understand they're going to drift by you and off to Neverland. They're not going to catch anything. But if you start losing your cool, all it does is drive your blood pressure up. Nothing's going to get accomplished. John Stanley, you've had so many people bouncing off the sides of your boat. And the people that are waiting in line for bait, we have a great way to get around all that. We talk about it in our live seminars when we're out in public. We talk about it on our podcast. We talk about it on our website. So many places I've talked about this, and what I'm telling you guys is from 50 years experience on the water, fishing every day for a living. Why do you all believe in your heart you need to go to the bait dock at 6 o'clock in the morning? I don't understand that. It blows my mind. Like I tell all of our members, if you can't, and I don't mean leave your dock at 5, I mean be at the bait dock at 5 a.m. Be at the bait dock at 5, not leave your dock at 5 to be out there at 6 with everybody else. I would leave my dock at 4 and be there at 4:30. You'll be blown away on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. If you get to that bait barge at 4:30 in the morning, you're going to be blown away how there's no one there. I don't know how this came about or where it came about and when it happened, but for some reason, all the private boaters think they need to be at the bait dock at 6 a.m. That's ridiculous, gang. Why? That's when the 3/4 day boats are all there. That's when the half day boats are all there. And that's when all your friends are out there. All the private boaters seem to get there at 6. If you can't get there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, be at the dock, then don't be there till after 7. If you can avoid that 6 o'clock in the morning, that 2 hours from 5 to 7, if you can avoid that, you won't probably ever see a line. But everybody wants to be out there at 6 a.m. I've watched it for a very, very long time, and it absolutely blows my mind. It blows my mind. Yep, he's still driving. I'm just keeping an eye on Justin. He's going to jump in with us in a little bit, but he's still driving. But these are things that etiquette will teach you. The bait barge is a giant thing. Yeah, well, like I always say, Matt, if you don't want to get up early, then go have breakfast. Go do something. Have fun. Then get on your boat at 7 and cruise out to the bait barge. If you get there 7:30, 8 o'clock, there will be no line. If you don't want to get up early, go late, and there won't be any line. But to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning is the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen. When I was running charters out of Dana Point or Newport in San Diego, I would go by that bait barge, and I would just go, what the hell is going on? I just shake my head. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing on a daily basis. And then I thought, you know what? It's because no one's teaching. Someone's got to educate the people. And the stuff that you hear me talk about, gang, and I know there's so many people that watch my videos, my funny videos, my 1-minute videos on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, Rumble, X, Threads. And they all say, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I've been able to fake it for 52 years at a super high level. So when I'm telling you guys that bait barge trick, that's a phenomenal deal. That will work flawless for you. And especially right now when there's a supply shortage. If you get there super early in the morning, if there is anything in those boxes, you got a pretty good chance of getting some. If there isn't, it won't matter if you're there at 3 in the morning or if you're there at 9 in the morning. When they don't have bait, they don't have bait. But I'll guarantee you got a much better chance of getting some if you're there super early in the morning. Now, we can't do this show without our great sponsors, and I have a bunch of phenomenal sponsors. From Offshore Products, the phenomenal fillet boards that Don Stanley makes, and so many of our members have, to Promar Ahi, and then I've been with Okuma for 20 plus years. We've been there since the very beginning, and their products right now, it's going to be hard to find anything that's as good as and probably nothing better, but as good as the Okuma products right now. And these spinning reels, I want you guys to check out. It's perfect for surf fishing, perfect for catching that tuna. Check the smaller grade tuna. Check this video out, and we'll get right back into the podcast here in a second. But just check this out. This is my good buddy, John Bretza. You guys that were on Don Hansen Day, y'all got to fish with John and Alan from Okuma. Check out this video.
Hey guys, this is John Bretz with Okuma Fishing Tackle. What I have here is one of the most exciting introductions of the year, the new X Series spinning reel, our flagship spinning reel. And what's amazing about this is Okuma was able to build a reel that's the best of both worlds. You got a tournament bass reel as well as an inshore spinning reel. So both freshwater and saltwater applications, 2,500, 3,000, 4,000 sizing, starting at 7 ounces. Super lightweight. But what's nice about it is it's very rigid, so you want to use it for inshore. It's a lightweight and rigid aluminum body and aluminum side plates. To keep it lightweight, we have our cyclonic flow rotor, which is injected out of C40X. So again, very lightweight, very corrosion resistant. As everybody knows, you want a good drag system. This is equipped with our carbonite drag system. The 2,500 and 3,000 output 22 pounds of max drag. When you get to the 4,000, it outputs 24 pounds of max drag. These are 6.2 to 1 gear ratios, so when you turn that handle, you're picking up a lot of line with every turn. This is accomplished by a machined aluminum, CNC cut, AL70 aluminum drive gear. That aluminum drive gear is also anodized, so again, perfect for both fresh and saltwater applications. One of the great features that we have in this is what we call hydroblock body. So these are a set of water seals that prevent water intrusion. So that's going to be a good complement for both freshwater and saltwater applications. The other great thing is you have the machined aluminum handle that can be put on the left or right hand. It threads directly into the drive gear. It's a really thin profile, so lightweight, but super strong. The advantage of this for both fresh and saltwater anglers is that when you pull back, there's no back play at all. One is that helps from the one-way roller bearing, but also the screw-in design helps eliminate any of that back play tolerance. Another amazing part of this reel for you inshore anglers is that you'll notice on the bottom there's no on-off selector for the anti-reverse. Why did we do that? That's another source for water to intrude into the reel. So we left that out. The majority of freshwater anglers aren't back and reeling these days, so this is a great addition to this reel that's going to make it really durable for both freshwater and saltwater applications. And the other thing that's really nice is it's a one-piece seamless bail, so there's no area for braided line to hang up in those small little groove connections. This is one-piece connection all the way around. This is an 11 bearing drive reel, so you can expect super smooth performance, super durable, long life performance out of this reel. It starts at a $219 retail for the 2,500 size. If you want to find out more details on the new X Series spinning reel, check it out at okumafishingusa.com.
Yeah, John Brett's a good job there, buddy. All right, gang. So the McCarty series reels, the X series spinning reels, and the Tesoro series reels, the PCH rods, just they have everything you need to be successful when you're out there fishing. And like my buddy Jeff just said on that text, the biggest yellowfin tuna ever caught so far, world record caught on the Independence, was caught on the McCarty reels. The proof is in the pudding. So check out all that stuff. Plus those reels are phenomenal for surf fishing because like John said, they got rid of all the ways for all the ways for water and sand to get inside there. which is pretty phenomenal if you're doing that surf fishing thing. John Stanley, you're right. And thanks for throwing that up there. John went to the bait barge at 5 a.m. and there was one boat there that was just leaving when he pulled up. It makes all the difference in the world. I don't care if you're in LA, you're in San Diego, or Dana Point. If you're at the bait barge at 5 a.m., at the barge, not leaving your dock, you're going to be blown away by the line. It's not going to be what you think it is. But I don't know when it happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what that 6 a.m. thing is. But the only reason I'm talking about is because I talked to so many people that are like, yeah, we're going to get to the barge at 6 a.m. I'm like, no, don't do that. And then they call me back and they go, God, we got there at 5 and there was no one there. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. And now as far as etiquette goes, what's up, Justin?
Hook up.
You bit?
Yeah.
Hook up. Justin's on. Check it out. We got a nibble. That took a long time.
Yeah, and guess what? Watch this. This is what happens when you get the hell away from all of the boats. No boats anywhere. Whoa, hold on. Anywhere around us, there's not a single boat. We just got away from them, and then finally we got bit.
Crazy.
Crazy how that works, huh?
How many tuna do you have on the boat?
Hold on one second. What's that, Paul? Okay. What's that, Dave?
How many tuna you guys have?
4.
Is this going to be number 5?
Yeah.
Look at that, gang. He's almost done. He might get his limit on the show.
So all we had to do is get away from all those boats. It's crazy.
Did you see what Jeanette said, Justin?
No, I'm not looking. Sorry, Jeanette.
Oh, okay.
What did she say?
She said somebody owes her a tuna hint, Justin.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Jeanette.
Yeah, you got to go out on the boat, Jeanette.
Can you change the camera angle on there or no? The way it looks? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Look at me.
Guarantee you in about 5 minutes, we're going to get another boat on us.
Mike Lewis is in. Yeah, well, they want to watch you guys catch fish.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they all want to do. It's kind of weird.
They could have, like I say on my seminars all the time, you guys could stay home and watch us live. You don't have to go out.
You're crossed. Keep going. I think you're under him. Not too fast. Either under or over him. Pick up the rod. Over. Yeah, you're over. There you go. He'll reel right there. Just keep going. All right. I'm gonna start turning. I'm gonna turn port really quick, okay? Or left. All right, tuna's up. Tuna's up. Tuna's up. Tuna's up. Tuna's up. Tuna's up. Here it is.
Woo, woo, woo.
Look at how cute he is. Look at how cute that little booger is. Look how cute he is. You tried jumping on the swim set? Oh, that's cool. What are you doing? Why are you whacking at him? You're doing an Amanda move. It's not a bat. What the heck? Oh, golly. Look at how tiny he is.
Look, if you guys want to practice gaffing, these are the perfect
Make sure Anthony knows I didn't yell at him.
Here comes a boat. Here comes a boat. Run. Let's get out of here.
Bring it over here. You can start
Let's get out of here. There's a freaking boat coming. Here it is.
Oh,
there's 2 boats coming. Oh, man. Literally, there's 2 boats coming right now. All right, we're going. We can get out of here. There's more tuna underneath us. Let's go.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right. Sorry, everyone. There's literally 2 boats coming in on us now.
Perfect.
The craziest thing, huh?
Yeah, this is awesome.
So there we go. Got away from them, got away from the boats, and we were able to get some fish.
What reels are you using?
What's that?
What reels are you
That's the
using on that
McCarty
boat?
30. McCarty 30 will catch everything from those little tiny dinky tunas all the way up to 300, 400, 500-pound tunas. We got more tuna coming up. They're breezing right here on top of the water. You can see them flashing.
Matt Ryan saying those guys must have really good binoculars to see you guys stop.
Well, I'm also on a big old huge giant boat they can see me 3-4 miles away. This guy right here behind me is hauling butt. I don't know, can you see him? Hauling butt.
Oh yeah, we can see the whitewater
Yeah.
pouring off his bow. He
Flying.
wants to. They could have just chartered you, right?
Yeah. All they see is me driving, and then they see they don't know it's me. They just see a boat driving, and then it stops, and then they're like, "Oh, there must be tuna right there." Oh yeah, he's slowing down right to where we just were. What a weirdo. So,
Yeah.
all right, all we need is one more, and we're out of here. Hopefully, we'll get one here in just a few minutes. But I'll let you know.
All right, I'll keep watching you.
All right.
He's back up to speed, gang, so it's hard to hear him when he's up to speed. But yeah. So there you go. Perfect example of guys out on the water that have spent. You can't even comprehend how much money, thousands of dollars on rods and reels, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a boat and bait, and they spend the day out there looking for other boats. It's the most craziest thing. People think I'm silly when I talk about it all the time, every day, day in and day out, wherever I go, radio show, other people's podcasts, wherever I go. What do you mean people are fishing for boat? You're getting to see it here first on the live fishing show with Justin out there fishing. The minute you slow down or the minute you stop, the boats converge on you so quickly. It's absolutely insane. And we see it all the time on other people's posts, and people are like, you don't own the ocean. Nope. Nobody's saying we do. That's not what we're talking about. But when you see a bent fishing rod, why would you run all the way to where that guy is hooked up? Just fish. Start looking for fish. Just try to fish. Just spend the time out there on the water trying to fish. And you got a good chance of catching some fish. Justin, we lost your screen.
No, I'm just listening to you.
There you are.
I'll
Okay, good.
again. I'll click the screen back on.
Okay, I got you. All right. So when you see somebody hooked up, you shouldn't head for them. What you should do is start paying attention around you, the area that you're fishing in. If a boat a couple, 3-4 miles away is hooked up, that means that fish, maybe the tide's going slack, maybe there's some current, maybe there's things that are going to cause that fish to come up where you're at. It doesn't mean to drive as quickly as you possibly can towards the boat that's hooked up, because there's a pretty good chance, like I say a lot on the podcast and on my website, when you start looking at the boat that's hooked up, this is the first thing you do. You tell hey, Matt, look over there. Is that boat hooked up? So now Matt and you are the only 2 people on the boat, and you guys start driving towards the boat that you think's hooked up, and you're both staring at him, trying to see if he's hooked up, which I've never understood that. But over here on the left side of the boat, over on the right side or the left side, There's tuna jumping all out of the water. You guys don't even see them because you're looking at that other boat that stopped that you think may be stopped. You think, oh my gosh, we got to see if that boat stopped. Why do you want to know if that boat stopped? What you should do when you're out, why did that boat even if they were stopped and they were hooked up, it's because they were fishing and they weren't looking for you guys. You should do the same thing. And yeah, Devin, you're absolutely right. It's kind of funny. They follow the whale watch boats. They follow so many other, and it's just crazy how they don't spend the time looking for fish. Alex, you probably see it all the time when you're bass fishing and you're one after the other calico, and you see a boat go flying by you, and then they stop. And they stop up off your bow or back behind you or something where you're pinpointed on a spot and you're fishing. And the guys that stop around us when we're on a spot or a stop at Catalina or wherever we are, they don't understand that you're not going to get bit unless you're fishing that spot off the back of Alex's boat or the side of Alex's boat or wherever he approached that spot, or on Justin's boat when he's anchored on the spot, or the Dana Pride or the Some Fun or whatever boat you think you can fish by. You're not going to catch anything because they're on the spot, but you are going to get to watch Alex pull in a lot of big calico bass. And another thing, and this used to blow when I was doing the guide service every day on a different boat every day. I taught people how you can drive. I can drive almost any boat out on the water from the boat I'm on. And this is a great video that I have on my website. You can drive other people's boats simply by using the radio. Besides boats that are out there fishing for boats, there are an epic amount of boats that are fishing by the radio. Just mind-boggling amount. You guys hear it all the time. You guys are on channel 72, which don't be on 72. It's not going to ever do you any good. I'm going to start it off like this. Have you guys ever been out on the water when it's wide open and you're catching a fish every time you throw your line in the water, and all you can think about is getting over to your VHF radio and calling and telling everybody where you're at on 72? No, I hope not. I doubt it. Maybe 1 out of 10 million, but no, you're not. So why do you think there's going to be people on 72 that are going to call you and tell you where to go? There's thousands upon thousands of boats on channel 72. We use it mostly for a comedy show, but I can get on channel 72 and I can start driving the other boats that are out there on the water. And I only did it for fun. Don't get mad. Don't leave a bunch of crappy comments. But I wanted to teach people how you can drive other people's boats with the radio. First thing I tell you to do when you start working with me, channel 16 is the only channel you should be on, unless you're working with Matt, Ryan, and Justin, and Ron, and Tim, and Jeanette. And they got together and they all decided that they're going to work on channel 5 today, or channel 6, or channel 7, and they're going to work together. But as far as general knowledge coming off of a VHF radio, it's never going to happen. Another thing people don't understand is the sport boat guys and the big yacht boys, they're using their this is back, we had 2-meter radios and we had all this stuff, but everybody's using this now. It's a cell phone, because all the big boats, all the sport boats, and all the big yachts all have Starlink. So you're not going to hear them on the VHF radio. You're just not. And the VHF radio is a horrible thing to have with your friends or clients on a boat, and they can hear that VHF radio, because there's so much misinformation. The VHF radio is almost like CNN. There's just a ton of misinformation just pouring out of that radio all day long. So if you're blaring it on the deck and you're running a charter boat, or you're blaring it on your boat and you're just a regular old weekend warrior out fishing, but your buddies can hear that radio and they're hearing all this chitter chatter about all these fish that are biting, 99.9% of those people are not telling the truth. But they got your friends and your family and your clients all wound up by the misinformation that's spewing out of that radio. All I'm trying to do is help you. If you guys want to fish by the VHF radio, you go ahead and fish by the VHF radio. It's not going to do you any favors. You're not going to hear any of the real guys that fish for a living out there on a radio. They're not going to be sharing what they're doing. You're never going to be able to run for it. I mean, back when Devin and I and Michael Folks and Bob Lawrence stuff, we used to have an RDF on our boats that would help us locate where the other boats were before all this bitchin' technology like Starlink or the 2-meter radios. And you could hear guys over talk. You'd have your radio on scan and you'd have scan all the channels, and you'd catch guys once in a great while over on like 66 or 62 or 61 or something, sharing what they're doing out on the water. But as far as 72, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's not going to happen. But I'm just going to give you a scenario. Don't get all emotional, but here's how it works. I'm leaving Dana Point Harbor at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got my bait and I'm on my way out, and I'm going to go out to the 289. I'm going to go 200 degrees out of Dana Point Harbor, and I'm going to run for 42 miles. That's where I'm going. I'm going to the 289. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly how to get there. There's some bluefin out there and some yellowfin. I saw the current break and the chlorophyll, so I know where to go. And I'm on my way. And there's 2 boats in front of me that are headed the exact same direction I'm headed. They're smaller boats. I know they're listening to Channel 72. So I'll get on the radio and I'll do this. Hey, Jeff. You picking me up? Jeff, 1, 2. Jeff, you got this? Hello, Jeff. You picking me up? I'll wait a little bit, then I'll answer. Yeah, it's me, Jeff. Go ahead. Hey, Jeff, it's me. It's me, Devo. I'm out here on the 181, and it is as good as it can be. It's wide open. They're eating the paint off the bottom of the boat. And I'll wait a little bit. And then I'll get back on the radio and I go, are you coming? Are you coming? It's wide open, man. You got to get over here. It's as good as it can be. Here, let me give you the numbers, and I'll give the numbers for the 181, and I'll give them to them real slow. So I know that the 2 boats in front of me are writing them down. And then I'll wait. And then I'll get back on the radio and I'll do the same thing again. And I'll watch that first boat start to peel off and start heading at 185 degrees. He's headed to those numbers I just gave on the radio. But the other boat's still staying in course, still going right where I'm going. But he's out in front of me, and I got to get him to shake off. I got to get him to go. I need him to go to where those numbers are, because I don't want him to go where I'm going, because I want to get there first, and I want to be out there where the water's clean and there's not a lot of boats. So I'll do the same thing over again, maybe 3 times, until finally I'll see him change course and start going 185. And it's still pitch black dark, gang. And they'll follow that radio fish all day, every day. I know I'm a bad human being. I'm a bad man. But you know what? The people I got on the boat paid a phenomenal amount of money to go fishing with me for the day, and they want to catch fish, and I want to get them fish. And I know that if I can make sure that those other 2 boats aren't going where I'm going, I can make sure that I'm going to get there first, and I'm going to be able to scoop them up. The radio is not your friend. Even if you think, I'm just going to listen to the radio, I'm not going to do anything, though, I just want to listen. Devin will get on the radio and he'll put out information, and it could be legitimate information. He could say, yeah, we got a kelp patty here. It's full of Dorado. I'm at 33, 117, 11, and I'm at 118, 113, 24. And he could have a kelp patty that's full of Dorado, and he's going to give those numbers and he's going to give them to his buddies and his friends. But you're up in your wheelhouse and you're going to the 289 because you know there's yellowfin there. But your two friends that are up on your boat with you are listening to that radio chatter, and they're pretty soon they're going, Matt, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe we should go. And Matt's all, no, we don't chase radio fish, but you had your radio on. So you screwed yourself. You totally took yourself out of the game because your buddies now are chattering. Hey, we got to go over there. Look at that Devin guy. He is absolutely annihilating the fish. And Matt's all, no, you guys were not. But you turned on the radio, so now you're done. And your buddies are in your ear, and then pretty soon you start to doubt yourself. And now all of you are headed down to Devin's kelp patty, where the other 840 boats are going to, because they don't know and they don't have a game plan. If the dope's getting put out on the radio, you're not there when they put the dope out. If you're not right where they said they were when they put you're late to the party. You're not going to catch anything anyway. Think about it like that, gang. The dope that's coming out on the radio is not going to help you. It just won't. I promise you. It's just not going to help you. And those of you that are running charter boats, turn the radio off. Don't have it. You want to listen to your buddies or your friends talking on the radio? That's fine. Turn the volume down. You don't want your clients hearing what's garbage is coming out of that radio, because you could be setting at a spot that you know the yellowtail or the sea bass are going to bite. Time of day, it's an afternoon bite. Current's going to start going downhill a little bit stronger. That sea bass going to bite about 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's what we're planning on, waiting on. You're setting on that spot, and all of a sudden, Devin's on the radio, and everybody can hear him. And you know who else can hear him? Your clients, the people that paid a bunch of money to go fishing. You know where you're at is going to pay off, but now your clients are hearing this garbage coming out on the radio, and they've never been on Dave's website. They've never been to one of Dave's seminars. They've never watched Dave's podcast. I'm trying to help you charter boat guys too. I'm just trying to help. You've got to understand that the radio is not your friend. It's never going to do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. And like I said, you don't want to miss nothing. Well, the guys with the real info aren't on the VHF radio. Yep. Then we do. We take your phone calls when we're out on the water. Thanks, Devin. We try to make sure that everybody's getting the best information they can get. And if people are, yeah, Matt, perfect. If you're on the radio talking, there's probably a good reason why. It's because you're not catching anything. You're bored. And radio information's not going to help you. I promise you. The things I'm giving you are golden nuggets from doing everything you could possibly do wrong. Devin will stand up for me on this one. There's nobody that's done as many things wrong as I have in my little career of this fishing industry. I've done everything you could possibly do wrong. I've chased radio fish. I've left fish to go look for fish. I've fished for boats. I have done everything you could possibly do wrong. I went to the island without any bait before, even though they had bait at the barge, because they told me there was bait at the island. And then I get to the island and there's no bait. And I drove right by a bait barge to go get bait. I never do that. All the things I teach you guys on the website are only because I learned exactly what not to do by doing it the hard way. No one could tell me back in the day. When I got my license, I knew everything. There was nobody that could tell me anything. I had to go out there and screw it all up on my own and make all the mistakes that I had to make on my own. So believe me, I made all the mistakes for you. Take what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Take it and hold on to it. And Alex, when this is over, could you please give me a call at 949-374 0786. Give me a call around 1 o'clock. I want to talk to you. I need to ask you a big favor. And Devin and I had, let me tell you a story about Devin. We fished San Clemente Island every day for a long time, overnight trips on the boat called the Seahorse. Devin loved to play practical jokes on me. One time he took a marble, above my head there was a dash with a bunch of switches in it and stuff, and he put a marble in, took it all apart, put a marble in there, put it back together. So every time the boat would rock, it would go ricking, ricking, ricking. Spent days and days looking for that. It's got to be somewhere. God, thing drove me absolutely crazy. So it drove me so crazy that he decided that it would be way more fun to put a whole bunch of marbles up there. Yeah. Another time we would take turns sleeping, going to the island. I would get 3 or 4 hours of sleep. He'd get 3 or 4 hours of sleep. He wakes me up one night. Back in the day, we used to have our life jackets had those Siloam light sticks on them. And so every couple of years, you had to change all the sticks. So we had a bucket full of these expired Siloam. So Devin he took the sticks apart and put that glow in the dark all over his hands and his feet and went all over the boat, touching everything and leaving footprints all over. Then he went downstairs and woke me up. And he's all, you got to get up. I don't know what's going on. You got to see. I come out and everything is glowing. It's just glowing, dude. It was insane. Absolute insanity. But you got to admit, we had a really good time working together. And we caught a bazillion fish, got to see some really cool stuff. But he's a big-time practical joker. We had a really fun time. But what I'm trying to give you guys is true nuggets of what's going on out on the water. And what we're going to do here, when this show is over, we're going to flick right over to Justin because he's going to be back out there live trying to get that last bluefin. They only need one more. And like we always say, that one is always the hardest to get. That one last one, always the toughest one to get. And the first one's super hard and the last one, always the hardest to get. But we're going to jump in with Justin here. We'll get off the podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it today. Tomorrow we'll have our good friend Tiffany and Dave Burris on. Go ahead, Ron. Yes. That's okay. Is everything all right? Everybody's hearing you. All right, bye. That's Ron, gang. He's out there marking some fish. He's in a super secret spot all by himself. He's got his kite out, dead flyer, marking some fish. Yeah, we took good care of our clients. That's for damn sure, Devin. Nobody ever didn't want to fish with them. There he is.
Tell Ron to get a hold of me on the channel that he knows.
All right. Well, he's marking a bunch of fish right now.
Oh, he's marking a bunch?
Yeah, he just put his kite out.
Well, that's freaking good. We're catching little dinky dinks. Little babies.
That's okay. They're the best to eat.
Too funny. So,
yeah,
maybe we'll get hooked up here right now.
Before we jump off of here, you got anything else to add and I'm bringing you right back on live.
Sounds good.
So you got anything to add to that etiquette? Okay.
What's that?
So I said, you got anything to add to that etiquette thing? You're out there every day.
No, you're absolutely 100% correct. If you just focus on finding fish instead of finding other boats and other people, then you'll be a lot more successful. Like, let me show you what we're doing right now, okay?
Yeah, please.
He doesn't even know I'm filming him.
What?
See something, Anthony? No?
White Capt.
White caps. Got it. So we're looking around, looking for fish. Three o'clock. 3 o'clock. Go right here. Boat. Oil. Right here. Next to the boat. Oh, crap. Right there. You see the birds? They just popped up right here. They just popped up.
Gonna get a bite.
Hold on. Let's see if we get bit. Come on, baby. Woo. They're moving in a weird direction now. I'm not gonna be able to get my stuff through them. Come on now. I can get through them. I can get. Oh, right there. Oh, shoot. Just popped up right here. All right, we're just gonna turn really sharp here and we're gonna run it straight. Yeah, we're gonna go right through.
All right, we're gonna be with you for 3 more minutes.
What's that?
Oh, I said we're gonna be with you for a couple more minutes. All right, everybody. We're going to let him go back to fishing. Tune back in a few minutes. We'll be live with Justin in a few minutes. I want to thank you all for watching the podcast today. Everybody over at Okuma, thank you very much for everything you do for us. We're going to end this great video about the Tesoro.
Is one out far enough?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It should be.
Jigging reel here real quick. And then have a great day, everybody. Turn off the news. They're all dying. And this is the only place to get the truth.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey guys, this is John Bretz with Okuma Fishing Tackle. What we have here is a purpose-built jigging reel, the new Tesoro 2000. This is going to come in right and left hand, and it's going to be introduced for the 2026 tackle season. What's amazing about this reel is that the body, the side plates, it's all full machine cut aluminum, 6061 T6 aluminum. You'll notice the frame is actually cuts out so you actually have more access to the spool. So a really nice high-end feature there. The other thing you'll notice is that it's got a massive gearbox. It houses a 5.5 to 1 gear ratio that gets you 39.4 inches of line pickup with every turn of the handle. But that massive gearbox features all stainless steel gears. So the main gear and the pinion gear are gonna be heavy duty stainless steel oversized gears. The other thing that's nice about this reel is that because it's built specifically for jigging, is that it's got an extremely long handle with that offset T-bar. Now with this handle, you can adjust it to 2 different positions. You can either have a 98 millimeter or 110 millimeter length that you can adjust on your own. So really nice feature depending on your application. Now this is a narrow reel, again, built specifically for braided line for guys jigging. So it holds 490 yards of 50-pound braid. You do have line indicators on there so that you know where you're at. If you got a big fish or how deep you are, you know precisely where your line's at. The amazing thing with this reel is the drag system. It features a dual force drag, which is a carbonite drag system, but this is different than what you've seen on the McCartys in the past. This drag has drag washers on both sides of the spool, so you get even pressure on the spool. The advantage there is it helps reduce turning force. So when you turn that handle under heavy drag, you're not gonna feel that tension. In addition to that, one of the things that amazes me with this reel is that it features a triple anti-reverse. That's right, triple anti-reverse. So it features 9 high-performance stainless steel ball bearings, but then it has 2 quick set anti-reverse ball bearings that give you that instant stopping power. But in addition to that, the double stacked anti-reverse bearings, you have a mechanical backup system in place. So if for some reason something was ever to happen to the quick set anti-reverse bearing, you do have that